Hey guys, and welcome back to Mad About Skin. In today's video, we are talking vitamin C, but more specifically, how to use this ingredient correctly in your skincare routine. I've talked about vitamin C a whole lot on this channel already, but I've never actually just broken it apart and shared with you how to get the most value out of whichever vitamin C serum you reach for. That's kind of the purpose of today's video. There are a whole lot of benefits from reaching for a vitamin C, helping us to bring back some luminosity, some vibrancy to our complexion. It can help fade hyperpigmentation, and studies have shown it can also boost collagen to help eliminate fine lines and wrinkles. It is a wonder ingredient, but there's a right way and a wrong way to use it. So sit back, relax, let's talk how to use vitamin C correctly. Vitamin C happens to be one of the most widely studied and understood ingredients in skincare. There are decades worth of scientific data to back up how effective it can be in your skincare routine. But don't be fooled by those people out there that say vitamin C is non-negotiable. If you don't have it in your skincare routine, you're doing it wrong. This just isn't the case. Like with all ingredients in skincare, vitamin C will work better for some people than for others. I struggled for years to incorporate vitamin C into my skincare routine, but it always left me feeling irritated, redness prone, and my skin inflamed. That's until I realised actually I wasn't doing the right things for my skin, and hopefully by sharing with you this how-to guide, it'll help you find the right vitamin C for you and layer it correctly in your skincare routine. All I ask for in return is that you reach down and give this video a big thumbs up and a like. It's one way of supporting me and the channel, and honestly, for everyone that always likes the videos, I want to send you the world's biggest hug and so much love, because honestly it means the world to me. But with all that being said, shall we just cut the waffle and delve straight on in? And I guess the starting point is to work out which form of vitamin C is right for you. Now I know this might shock a few people to know there are actually different forms of vitamin C, because certainly when I started out in skincare, I just went to the drugstore and picked up the first bottle that said vitamin C on it and used it in my skincare routine. The totally wrong approach. Working out the right form is key to having a success with this ingredient. So you can get vitamin C in two traditional styles. You've got the pure form, ascorbic and L-ascorbic acids, and you've got the vitamin C derivatives. Both of them will give the same results in the long term, but they have different ways of working and they will interact differently on different skin types. Let's start with vitamin C in its original form, which is ascorbic and L-ascorbic acid. This is the quickest to act, so if you use an ascorbic acid based formulation on the skin, you'll get relatively quick results. You'll see that brightness, that luminosity come back within a couple of weeks. However, this is the vitamin C that needs to be used in a relatively low acidic pH to actually be able to get in the skin and provide some of those benefits. That low pH can cause redness, sensitivity, prickling and irritation for some skin types. This is certainly what I found. I'm very intolerant to vitamin C's in their pure form, and so this was just a no-go for me. I had to forego some of the quicker results and reach for a vitamin C derivative instead. Like I said, the vitamin C derivatives will give the same results in the long term, but you have to have a little bit of patience. They're a bit slower to act, and so you have to be in it for the long haul. I actually don't think this is a bad thing, because let's be honest, skincare is a marathon, not a sprint, and you invest now for those long-term payoffs. That's certainly the case with vitamin C derivatives. They don't need to be in a low pH to be effective, so by having a more skin-compatible pH formulation, you get less redness, prickling, and sensitivity from these products. I'd say if your skin can tolerate it, obviously go for the vitamin C in its purest form, ascorbic and L-ascorbic acid, because who doesn't want those quick wins? However, if you're at least a little bit sensitive to vitamin C, reach for a derivative instead. They're easier to incorporate in your skincare routine, you get less irritation, and in the long term, with a little bit of patience, you'll get that same result. Now you've worked out which is the right form of vitamin C for your individual skin's needs, now comes on to the concentration. Again, I think as humans we all reach for the highest concentration of any ingredient that we want to include. It's just human nature, but actually again, the wrong approach. Definitely something that I did when I started out. I think I started with like a 30% version of pure form vitamin C. Honestly, destroyed my skin barrier and was like the worst product choice I could have made. When it comes to vitamin C, as with all ingredients in your skincare, concentration is key. More so with pure form ascorbic and L-ascorbic acid than with derivatives. Vitamin C derivatives tend to come in a 10 or 20% concentration, and because they're not particularly sensitizing on the skin, you have more room for maneuver when it comes to the concentration you choose. I would reach for a vitamin C derivative and then just work out how frequently you want to use it to get maximum results with minimum side effects. When it comes to pure form vitamin C's, ascorbic and L-ascorbic acid, honestly, concentration is key, and choose the wrong one and you can get a whole lot of side effects. If you have any sensitivity to vitamin C or sensitive skin in general, I would reach for a formulation in a 5% concentration. This way you'll still get some really great quick results, but it won't push it too far where you get redness, inflammation and sensitivity in the skin. That 5% didn't used to be available commercially, but now you see a lot of brands formulating with it. I think this is fantastic because it gives so much more choice in the vitamin C market for people with sensitive skin. But that 5% concentration will give you some great results with minimum sensitivity. If you have particularly resilient skin that isn't sensitive to vitamin C, you can go for a higher concentration, but honestly, I wouldn't push it past a 15% ascorbic or L-ascorbic acid formulation. I just don't think you need to. At 15%, you'll get a fantastic, absolutely fantastic result, but you won't get too much redness, peeling and irritation. Anything beyond that is when I think even the most resilient skin will start to see that discomfort when they first apply the product, and it could lead to increased sensitivity in the long term. I think 15% is the maximum concentration you want to go for. All the amazing results, but again, just minimizing your total exposure to those side effects. Now, that should have helped you work out what form of vitamin C you want for your skin's needs and the concentration that will work best for you. So now it's time to layer it in your skincare routine. I think there's a lot of mystery and misconception out there about layering vitamin Cs, and honestly, it's not as hard as some people make it out to be. If you've chosen a vitamin C derivative, you've kind of taken the guesswork out of this. They're super flexible, they go well with all other active ingredients, and you can slot them wherever you want or wherever you feel they best fit in your skincare routine. It kind of takes the guesswork out of layering. You have to apply a little bit more caution when it comes to pure form vitamin Cs because of that low pH. Whatever vitamin C you go for, I would start gradually once or twice a week and then build up your usage as your skin becomes more accustomed to it. I would always use them in the morning. That's because vitamin C is a powerful antioxidant. It protects against free radicals and oxidative stresses, which are more prevalent during the day. To get maximum antioxidant protection, you're going to want to use your vitamin C in the morning so it's at maximum potency. I would say with pure form vitamin Cs, use them straight after you've cleansed and exfoliated. This is because of that low pH, which I'll come on to in a minute. pH matters when it comes to vitamin C. It needs an acidic pH to actually go into the skin and have any meaningful benefit. By using it after your cleanser, it won't interact with any of your other active ingredients. By using your exfoliator first, if you're choosing to exfoliate on that day, again, it will just bring down the skin's pH, meaning you get a little extra bang for your buck when it comes to applying your vitamin C. Why I say use it straight after these two steps is it then allows you to buffer before you proceed with the rest of your serums. Peptides and some other active ingredients don't really work that well in a low pH environment. So what I would do is cleanse, exfoliate if you want to on that particular day, apply your vitamin C serum. Wait a couple of minutes for it to be absorbed into the skin and get to work. And then I would buffer the skin. What this actually means is you apply a pH balanced serum, something with a pH around a 5.5, which is the skin's natural pH, to again just bring the pH of the skin back up having used a low pH vitamin C. This will allow you to then follow with peptides and all your other active ingredients without impacting the efficacy of any of them. There's a whole suite of different buffering serums available, and I've linked some of my favourites in the description box below if you want to choose one for your individual skin routine. For me, the buffering means you can use that vitamin C alongside the rest of your routine, taking some of the complexity out of how to layer it. Just always remember to use it first in your routine, buffer and then apply the rest of your serums, and it'll be smooth sailing from then. A lot of people will ask what can and can't use vitamin C alongside. Again, there seems to be a lot of misconceptions out there based on very old data. It used to be the case that people didn't recommend you use niacinamide and vitamin C together because the two could create excess skin sensitivity. Studies have dispelled this myth time and time again, so let's just get that one out there. It's perfectly fine to use your vitamin C alongside your niacinamide unless you have maybe the most sensitive and sensitivity prone skin. I would just avoid using it alongside a retinol. That's because retinols can be quite sensitizing on the skin, and vitamin C in its purest form, again, can create extra sensitivity. So I don't think the two pair particularly well. That's why I say use your vitamin C in the morning to get all its antioxidant benefits, use your retinoid in the evening, and that way you're not using the two in the same routine and you should be absolutely fine. Other than that, I find vitamin C pairs well with everything. Like I said before, using it straight after an exfoliator could actually dial up the efficacy of that vitamin C anyway. And always remember, if we're talking vitamin C derivatives, again, they pair with everything, even retinoids. So honestly, you can use them, slot them into your skincare routine and kind of take some of the mystery out of it. If you want to stick to pure form ascorbic or L-ascorbic acid, it's just retinoids that I would avoid using it alongside. Everything else, you'll be absolutely fine. Hopefully in this video, I've taken some of the mystery out of vitamin Cs. I know there's a lot of misinformation out there about how to incorporate them into your routine, which ones you should choose. Hopefully by this point, you've worked out whether you want a vitamin C derivative derivative of vitamin C in its purest form. And once you've made that decision, choose the right serum for you. I captured some of my favourite vitamin C serums in a recent video, which I'm going to leave a link to up there. Definitely check that out if you still haven't found your perfect vitamin C pairing, because there's some great recommendations for all skin types and all price points. Wherever you are in the world, guys, stay safe, stay well, and love your skin. Take care. Bye.